Dear women that divest, I have a news flash for you. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Wait a minute, get your pen out, get your paper out. You ready? Write this down. Okay? Because I'm about to tell you something. Because this is what my brothers and them told me. My brother said, and I got 3 brothers. They black men. They strong black men. They beautiful black men. Married to black women too. For years. Matter of fact, I ain't never known them to bring nothing home but black women. One of them was real light skinned though. But that's a whole nother story. And you know what they told me? They said, Courtney, let me tell you a secret, right? Men, whether white, whether Spanish, whether Asian, whether biracial, whether black, men are men. Men, regardless of race, want a particular type of woman. What? Can y'all believe that? Can you believe it that men are men? I can't. I can't believe it. Just because we're culturally different, I might fry up a little extra on my end and they might do a saute or use a wok. Men are men. Guess what, passport bros? Guess what? You got your pen. Women are women. Just as Shaquita can do you wrong, Becky can too. Marisol can do you wrong as well because women are women. We might say it differently. We might look differently. But our nature is not. Women have basic needs, men have basic needs. And if you're not meeting that standard that a man wants, regardless of race, they not gonna want you. If you're not meeting the standard that a woman wants, regardless of the race, they not gonna want you. They not gonna want you. The, they, they not gonna want you. They not. They not. Kids are kids. Did y'all know that? If you don't give a child, regardless of their race, security, love, a mama and a daddy, they gonna end up about damn near the same way because they're children. So let's listen to a white man. Black women that think it's just black men that's on these internet streets running amok, telling you what they're not happy about in women and want them to change. Well, can you believe that white men are saying the same thing? I couldn't believe it until I just asked the white man. And Jesus, Lord, be offense.
A woman who's single and perpetually single, it's like she's constantly in and out of relationships. Seems like she just can't hang on to a man, especially once she starts to hit her 30s and 40s. To have a conversation with her, and you see why right away. You can see why. Like that chick is just full of herself. She makes everything about her. Even the conversation is like always lopsided. It's always about her. Lacks that basic like social awareness that married women have. I mean, and for the most part, she's just unpleasant to be around, right? You could feel the level of disrespect. She might take like shots at your ego and shit like that, think it's funny, right? Might call you a name or something to just like shit test you. I mean, you could tell right away. They're like, I'm not surprised this chick is single, right? Whenever I meet a chick who's like single and perpetually in and out of relationships and like just can't hang on to a boyfriend or anything like that, I see right away why they're still single, especially these former hotties. I'm like, that's why you're still single, right? Listen to your mouth. I mean, the levels of disrespect are ridiculous. I mean, you hear that chick talk, and it's like, man, you make everything about you. You're just unpleasant to be around. Why would somebody want to put a ring on your finger, even if the chick is hot, especially if she's hot? What do I tell you guys? Huge red flag. The hotter she is, the bigger the red flag that if she's still single, right? Because again, these chicks who are even like the least bit cute, they've got a line of guys waiting to put a ring on that because she acts like a lady. Why? Because she dresses classy. She's not wearing crop top heels, 10-inch eyelashes, friggin' lip fillers, Botox. She's not doing that. Hoop earrings, hula hoop earrings.
No, he didn't.
Married women don't look anything like that. You know what looks like that? Single women. Trash, garbage, the DG. Beauty.
Now, first of all, he's not going to come for my hoop earrings, okay? I love a hoop, but regardless, I'll send him a rude message tonight. Does he not sound like every mother man over here? Men want someone feminine. How many times have we heard out? Shout out Kevin Samuel. Does he not sound like every single man in the black manosphere is saying the exact same thing? He's white. Yes, he is. But guess what? He's also a man. And when you get it through your thick heads, take a track out and listen to men, whether black, white, whatever, they want the exact same thing. It might be packaged differently, but the essence of a woman. That man sounds exactly like something that you would hear O'Shea say. Exactly something that MTR will say and have on his show. The exact same thing. There's not a difference. You say, oh, they do say it. There's white men over there that's called people bitches. Are you lost your mind? And I'm just reading the chat.
Sure, single mom.
Oh, he go in on single moms too. Because again, men are men. Women are women. I'm bringing up Fresh again because I mean he's still a topic of discussion, but let's be clear. He doesn't seem to be the most charismatic of them all at all. So I'm sure that he got played by some black women. I'm pretty sure, and that's probably why he doesn't like black women or don't date them. But what did he do a couple weeks ago? Showed his white woman off and how she was quote unquote different. She wasn't like all the rest of them. She was different. Then what did she do? Play the hell out of them. Used them for clout. Used them for money. Kiki Kakan all on IG and TikTok about all the flights that she gets taken out of. She's get flown out because she's a woman. And a woman that knows who to finesse is going to finesse, and it has nothing to do with color. It's you. It's you. So there's a lot of men in this space. Shout out the lead attorney. A lot of men going over there talking about not wanting to get married. Those 4 women, when I watched the show, said that black men, what they would do is leave you as single mothers because none of them want to get married. That's exactly what they said on that show. And why that's why they're divesting, because white men want to marry. Do they? Y'all know I come with receipts.
Guys no longer want to get married.
There's literally no way you don't know the answer to this one. Men don't want to get married twice or again or ever, simply because of the things they've already gone through or things they've seen. A lot of them have lost homes, jobs, other possessions, worst of all, their kids, all because of an ungrateful woman. False allegations from a woman at the very onset of a divorce proceeding can have substantial negative effects on the man, regardless if they're true or not. A lot of times they're not. So unless you've been living under a rock or you're absolutely that clueless, you know the answer to this.
Why do you think guys no longer want to get married?
Men no longer want to get married because it's no longer worth the effort. Hear me out before all you feminists come out and tell me. If you look at the numbers, over 50% of marriages end in divorce, and 80% of them are initiated by women. Why do I want to take a chance, an 80% chance that you're going to leave, take half my shit, have to pay you alimony, child support, and fight for 4 days a month to see my kid? Cue all the women, oh, I wish my baby's daddy would come around more often. No, the fuck you don't, because if that was the case, you would have taken less money, let him have 50-50. Don't fuck with me. Why are women so obsessed with getting married today? Why do you women care? Why can't you just have a ceremony, wear a wedding ring, go change your own last name, and call it a day? Why do you have to involve the courts? Because it's insurance for you, not for us. So until the legal system changes, there is zero benefit in men marrying women. But good luck.
Why?
So that was white men saying the exact same thing that black men say over here. They're scared to get married. Why? Because of the divorce rate. Why? Because they're scared that their house will be taken, the kids gonna be gone, taken, the dog, poor little rough, gone. Men are scared to get married. So divest, sure, go ahead. Passport bros, go ahead. Women are women, men are men. What percent of interracial couples end up in divorce? Approximately 41% of mixed race couples end up in divorce within the first 10 years of marriage. What percent of same race couples end up in divorce? Approximately 31% of same race couples end up in divorce after 10 years. So do not tell me that the grass is greener on the other side. It's not. They divorce just like we do over here. Get your black man, get your Spanish man. The divorce rate is high and even higher when the culture is different. That's not me saying it. That's not me being a mammy, a pick me, a chameleon, whatever the hell you want to call me. It is what it is. It's not any better. So the idea, what I would think, us as women, would be quit trying to put it on a race. Look at yourself and see how we can become better women, period. So whether you get a Chad, whether you get a Tyrone, whether you get a Sanchez, it doesn't matter. Let's work on ourselves to work out these marriage problems, these communication issues that, quite frankly, all of us have. We don't know how to talk to each other. White women don't know how to talk to their white men. I hear it all the time in their space because they have a manosphere too. Just hop on over there. And they say the exact same things that we say over here. I'm going to mention something else too. I've said this before in the show. And then I'm going to take some calls. Oh, Lord. This should have been Henny. I'm going to take some calls. We're going to be respectful. If you get on here disrespecting, especially me, I'm going to disrespect you back. But I'm going to do it as Southern as I can. And then you're going to have to go. Because I'm really about having the conversation. I do believe that being a fetish is something that Black women don't take account when they date out. I do think being a fetish is something Black men don't think about when they date out. I don't give a damn what you got to say. I think Black women are the most beautiful species of women that God created. And not just because I'm one of them. We are. Black women are just the essence of us. It's beautiful. Black men, there's not a man walking this earth to me that can compare to a Black man. Our lips, our style, how we walk in a room, how we talk, how we love, our passion, how we forgive, how we understand. And if you don't think that there's people that fantasize about that, they don't care about you, but want to know how it feels to be with a Black woman, want to know how it feels to be with a Black man, will tell you anything to try to get in your drawers to have that experience, and then dump you like last week's Sunday's newspaper. You got something wrong with you. But again, don't take my word for it, because I do bring receipts. Let's get this little lady off. I'm putting the link in here as well.
Educated. The first reason why white men are choosing Black women is because of, no one ever talks about this, but I think it's the most important one, different culture. They are attracted to different culture, especially if they've dated white women their whole lives. They just want to, and I know you have an issue with the word try, but that's what it is. They want to try something new. They want to be around a different culture. A lot of you will say, oh, well, that's a fetish. Well, how is it a fetish? It's not to do with sex, so it's just the experiencing of a different culture. The second one is also, or even more so, labeled as a fetish. That's when white men are simply looking for something new. So it can be their attraction towards a dark-skinned woman or a light-skinned, but dark as in darker than white. So they're attracted to a different kind of color of a woman than they are to white women. It can be their attraction to them finding Black women exotic. Again, with that word exotic, it's so taken out of context. Exotic does not necessarily have to mean sexual. When I think of the word exotic, I think of, paradise. I think of flowers. I think of palm trees. I think of ocean shores. And I think of seeing women on those beaches in the different little towns and bars. That's what I think of, just exotic. And that's how a lot of white men see Black women. They see them as exotic, not necessarily a sexual thing. I will get to the sex part later in the video, though. White men not being attracted to white women. I've already mentioned it in the last video or in the previous one. There's a guy who lives across the street.
I'm going to pause him because he goes into a lot of stuff. Stereotypes. Why white men are attracted to Black women. Because they want to try something new. I'm sorry, I'm more than that. Too old for you to be trying something new. Because after you try me, then what? You didn't say nothing about marriage. You said nothing about my character. You want to try me because you like how my skin looks compared to yours. He goes on to say he likes Black women, because of our attitudes, because the white women don't act like us. So it turned him on because we were assertive, is what he said. Nothing about who you are. I'm going to take some calls. I'll put the link in. I need you guys to cam up, especially if I don't know you. Hakeem, I'm familiar with you, so I'm going to bring you up to have a conversation. Again, I want this to be respectful. And if you are divesting, call up And if I did something wrong, if I said something wrong, then please let me know. But again, the only thing that I'm saying is what I am hearing them say out of their mouths. I'm just repeating it. It's funny that this white guy said, black women are exotic. I could have swore 50 Cent said the exact same thing when he was talking about his dating Latin women. The show I had a couple weeks ago. He said the same thing. He wanted something exotic. And black women were, oh my God, no 50 Cent, your mama is black. But then when the white men say it, it's what? He get a pass. What's up? Harmony Pill, my darling, how are you? I can't hear you. Are you on mute? Maybe the double mute. Just say something. I can't hear you. Let me see if is it on my end? Canadian born. Get off mute. Let me make sure I can hear you. There you go.
1, 2, 3 tests.
Yeah, I can hear Canadian born. Harmony, I can hear you. Yeah, Harmony, call back.
Hello, sis. How you doing?
How are you? Good to see you again.
Yeah, I'm always here to support you. You know how that is.
Thank you. Hakeem, I got you pulled up as well.
Hey, Courtney.
Hi, how are you? I can. I'm gonna bring a couple more.
Very loud and very clear too, Hakeem.
AJ.
Thank you, brother.
What going on? What going on?
Guy, how are you?
What's going on, Court? What's good?
Well, just doing a little show. So what do you have for me on the topic? Canadian born, you go first, darling. Then I'll get Hakeem and KJ.
I came in time to listen to your monologue. You had a lot to say. Very intelligent, very well placed. What I find amusing, I keep forgetting you're a black nerd just like me, and you're not a person to take thing and just not let it go. I was like, wow, that's my sister right there. But I realized something that really stood out. This is the same old record play that's been playing for the past couple of decades, whereby people want diverse from one race to another race just because the one particular race they're dealing with doesn't fit their taste or they don't like what they were getting.
Something in the background. Is that you or someone else? If y'all can,
Hold on.
I think everybody's on mute. That's on you, Canadian. Okay. But go ahead. You're on mute now, boo.
What I noticed is that I hear that same story over and over, and I try to ask myself the same question you asked: what is the problem that you have with your race that forces you to go to another race? And I realized it's anything different. It's just the choice you be making. What kind of guy are you dealing with? What kind of person are you interacting with? How are you picking your men? Are they based on substance or are they based on what you see on an everyday basis? This is something I've been trying to scratch my head for long. I'm married to a black woman. I love my black woman. I dated outside my race to see if there's anything different from what I'm supposed to deal with. Ain't no different, just that one, culturally speaking, I'm better off with my black woman. At least you can comprehend. Two, I love having black children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, three, just like you said, black women are the more beautiful thing on the earth. I've been that way since I was a kid, so what the point of me leaving from that? But from the video that you shown, I noticed something. None of the women was happy. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
They sound like they were screaming mad.
Mm-hmm.
That's number two. They sound like they got burnt by not only by one or two or three Pookie and Ray. Not them dirty. Keyword Pookie and Ray. They didn't deal with the one who was the hardworking, boring kind of guy who's not out in the street. He work, come home, take care of the home kind of thing. And I find it just there's no real logical reason why they should divorce out. Just the fact that they feel they want to control the relationship. I think that's what they're looking for. I don't know. You
Yeah.
tell me. Because based on you show me from your monologue, I'm trying to scratch my head like,
It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Let me get Lamar and the kid because I'm full now. I keep getting a message saying that people calling and I can't. So I'm gonna have to let some of you guys go. But once I get everybody, you can call back up. You can hang out with me on the panel. Okay. What's going on, Lamar?
What's up? What's up?
What you
Um,
got for me?
yeah. So I agree with you. You had me cracking up when you said take the track out of your hair. And listen, that was
Ross is
funny.
getting me upset. They just be hey, okay. I did the show first because last week was something, and then it just carried over throughout the week, and not knowing much of the divestment, it was like, okay, and then I started learning about it, and I was like, some of these people are Looney Tunes, but some of the people over here, as far as the men are Looney Tunes, there's a whole lot of loony going on. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. When you talked about the two extremes, when you have like
Mm-hmm.
the fresh and fit, or men go their own way, saying they don't want to deal with black women anymore, and then you have like those type of women saying, like you said, calling for the termination of black men. They don't want to deal with black men. I found that very interesting. Dealing with a bunch of hurt people who are wounded, whether it's from their childhood or whether or not they interacted with a man or a woman and got hurt by them. And this is what it breeds. It breeds a lot of toxicity, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a revolving door. The men blaming the women for everything, the women blaming men for everything, and it gets nowhere. So, but hearing why people think the way they think is a good thing, and
Mm-hmm.
not getting emotional, when someone is explaining why they think this way, because in order to help them or reach them, you have to understand why they think the way they think. And so
Right.
I'm glad that you're doing this because um, out of a lot of platforms that I see, you're really looking for solutions and to actually bring the community together versus some platforms that they're talking about the subject, but they're not really looking for solutions. It's more of just complaining about them. So I just wanted to say good show and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and thank you for popping up here.
All right.
All right, bye. KJ.
What going on? I tried to turn my camera on. I don't know what's going on. Let me
Well,
see. It is what it is. All
well,
right.
I know you. You are right. What you got
Yeah.
for me?
Hey, so
Hey,
long time no see,
I
right?
know.
You know what I'm saying? And cause I say, man, look, man, I got to check out what's going on over there in Courtney space, right? Cause I ain't think you was online for some reason. YouTube ain't been giving me the notifications. I swear to God. I swear to you. So I had to go in, type your name up,
Mm-hmm.
just to see where you was at, and you've been dropping hits. You know what I'm saying?
I've been out here dropping platinum hits, baby. Bad
I'm
boy.
like,
Can't stop, won't
okay,
stop.
all the way in there. You know what I mean? So when I caught up on this thing about the divesting and I heard the concern, because I was all in the chat tripping,
Yeah.
right? Man, the thing that I can say about that is you got two sick people,
Mm-hmm.
sick women and sick
Mm-hmm.
men.
Mm-hmm.
Them fresh and fit dudes, they sick.
Right.
And that Cynthia G and her space of women, they sick. I don't want to be sarcastic and say, hey, they just need to get together. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be proactive about this and take a higher solution. They need counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Our community needs counseling. You don't see people pushing the counseling piece no more, the therapy piece. KS, he talk about it sometime on his panel, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about the media. I'm talking about the public. I'm talking
Right.
about the news and stuff like that. They don't push counseling like that in our community to the extent to where we can actually sever some of these ties, because all I hear is bitterness and pain from both sides. I ain't against the women that date out and all that old stuff right there. But what I am against is hating on me. I ain't against the men that date out and all that stuff. But what I am against is hating on the black women. Man, look, man, if hate has to fuel you to date someone else, and then you still have to come back over here to revisit us and let us know that you over there.
It means it's something else.
Something else. Something ain't right.
Like I said, the math ain't math, and it's not making sense, baby. If you want to do your thing, then go ahead on and do it.
No, right. And you know what really killed me, Courtney? When they say they leave the black community, but they still black. Like, how can you leave if you over here in the Texas somewhere and they say, well, that's a black woman right there? What you gonna say? I ain't black.
But you know
that's
what?
Crazy.
Right. Because it's like me talking about, you know what? I don't want to be a woman no more. I'm not gonna take any pills. I'm not gonna cut my breasts. I'm just gonna walk around with a box of tampons because I still gotta use it.
Right.
But I'm not a woman no more. Now what?
Yes,
it's delusional.
Yes.
It's delusion. You can't leave the community that you are. You are the community, lady.
Exactly.
Wherever you go, you black. Blackity black.
Everywhere.
Black.
Right. When I wake up in the mirror morning and I look in the mirror, that's who I see. So that's the major part of it. Like when you say stuff like, "Oh, we divesting in these dusties and all that stuff," I'm like, well, at the end of the day, it's the choices that you made, my sister. It ain't just particularly the men. Yeah, the men might been dusted, but somebody dusted too. Dusty picked dusted.
Right.
You know, so I ain't gonna take over your panel. I know you got a lot of people waiting in line.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, your show is like folks waiting in line for them fresh new Jordan to come out on a Saturday night. Hey, much
I'm
love,
not that
man.
popping. Okay.
Hey, listen, look, get at me though, because with my mom and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We got to rap about that.
I got your email. I'll definitely get at you.
All
right. Bye, KJ.
All right.
It's my guy. Harmony Pill. Let me hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Much better. Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'm on a different device. Courtney, thank you so much for letting me come on here.
I am excited because I always see you and I always say hi, but I don't ever see you. And then the chat is blowing up. The people's already talking about how beautiful you are.
Oh, thank you guys. And so are you. You're doing amazing work over here. I was shouting you out in the chat, but I was going really fast. So
I saw some. I keep an eye out on the chat sometimes. So what you got for me?
Listen, I completely agree with everything you're saying. I love your mindset and your mentality. That's exactly why I'm over here. I support this. This is what we need. And I think it's laughable, the notion that a lot of these women who are divesting, they seem to think that's going to be a solution. That's not quite how it works. Just kind of like how the other guy said before me. I'm not quite sure what solution they think they're going to get by a divest, because there is trash character in every race. Character and personality is obviously not exclusive to a race. And on top of that, what I completely disagree with is not what somebody's preference is, because quite frankly, a lot of us really don't care, right? A lot of us Black women, we don't really care if you want to go get a Karen or a Becky or a Maria or whatever you prefer. Do that. Why do you need to announce it? That's my first issue, is why are you announcing what your preference is? And then to add insult to injury, why do you now need to practically disown and completely degrade your own race of people just to prefer something different, right? I think it's a lot of self-hate. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I totally agree. And again, your preference, I prefer lobster over steak. But I'm not going to shit on the steak.
Right. What's the point?
Do what you do. But the thing is, what I find is interesting with the divestment, and even like listening to that panel of women, how angry they were. No one they weren't happy. None of them were smiling. I think one was married, but God knows, I don't look at people's relationship and say relationship goals because I don't know. And
Exactly.
first, I get so tired of people worried about who married or not, but no one ever talks about, are you happy?
Thank you. Thank you. And I wanted to say something about that too, because there is a lot of shaming. It's a little off topic, but it kind of bounces off of what you just said. There's a lot of people that shame based on what your relationship status is. Oh, must be a problem. Oh, must be this, must be that. No, again, like you're saying, are you actually happy? I do not envy anyone that's in a relationship.
Right.
That doesn't mean that, for one, it was God ordained and meant to be. And yeah, it doesn't mean that it's healthy.
Right.
But yeah, I saw a lot of anger in those women that you were playing. I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, what y'all mad at? Dang.
Right. If you said you divest and you left the community because everybody over here is dusty.
Right.
So then you should be happy, but you're not. So it's something internally with you. And again, I say that with the passport bros because they get the smoke as well too. It's not every single woman out here. We're just not trash. Every Black woman is not bad. Every Black man is not bad. But if you keep attracting the dusties, the thoughts, it's you.
That's correct.
It is you.
It's a reflection of you, and that anger that they're protruding since they're so happy with their divestment. Eventually, that's going to spill over, and it's going to look bad within the community that they're trying to divest into. Right?
Absolutely. And let me say something too with the women that divest are just happily saying that they're done with Black men. When white men hear that, it's not a turn on. When white women hear that, it's not a turn on. As a matter of fact, I think I know white girls that hear it because the white girls that date the Black men, if Black women don't want you, they don't want you.
This is true.
And the same thing with white men. White men's like, well, darn, your own community don't want you. So what you think I want you for?
That's a fact.
Attraction goes. People are attracted to people that are, that are being sought after. If the Black man don't want you, Black woman, that white man ain't gonna want you either.
Oh,